Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is a longer video to discuss the core masculine and feminine wounds. This really, like, I'm kind of talking about the narcissist empath wound, but I don't like those terms because I think they really hurt each other. Like, empaths are seen as the good ones, and narcissists are seen as the bad ones. And really, we do have the same core wounds, and we really just want to be in relationship with each other, men and women. I think the narcissist is an extreme version of the masculine, and the empath is an extreme version of the feminine, but there's all kinds of variation. And so this is what I have learned on my healing journey as a marriage and family therapist and spiritual life coach and person who's been wounded and just recently got divorced and started a new relationship and a new way of being because what I was doing was not working. So the masculine and feminine wound from a psycho-spiritual perspective. These aren't about gender, they are archetypal energetic principles within each of us. We all carry the wounded expressions of the masculine and the feminine and the whole expressions of the masculine and feminine. The masculine doing, direction, structure, protection, and the feminine being, feeling, receptivity, and intuition. When unhealed or not integrated, these energies show up as internal and relational imbalances, often rooted in early attachment experiences, ancestral patterns, collective trauma, and cultural conditioning. The wounded masculine core wound is I must dominate, achieve, or control to be worthy or safe. It shows up as hyper-rigidity, hyper-control, perfectionism, avoidance of vulnerability and emotional intimacy, workaholism or constant doing, suppression of emotions, dissociation, defensiveness, dominance, or aggression when challenged, disconnection from intuition and softness, externally emotionally unavailable, or externally it shows up as emotionally or unavailable or dismissive partners. Underneath is the fear of powerlessness, abandonment, and shame around emotions. Now, this is what I see when I analyze the negative cycle in couples. And also what I learned in Stephen Stosny and Patricia Love's book, How to Have a Good Marriage Without Talking About It. I think it's something like that. The worst thing that you can do to a man is to criticize or shame him. And the worst thing you can do to a woman is to leave her alone. That feels like abandonment to the feminine. So the wounded feminine core wound is I must merge, please, or disappear to be loved or safe. And that shows up as overgiving, people-pleasing, and lack of boundaries, self-abandonment in relationships, emotional reactivity or codependence, fear of being alone or unloved, difficulty receiving or trusting support, shame around needs, sensuality, and intuition, externally attracting, controlling, or emotionally distant partners. Okay. I know this sounds familiar, right? So underneath that is the fear of rejection, betrayal, or being too much. Okay, so let's talk about healing these wounds. Instead of blaming each other and feeling victimized, let's talk about healing them. Let's talk about taking responsibility for our wounds and actually working on healing them. So this is healing it in yourself and others. Restore safety in direction, structure, and action. Cultivate our inner protector energy. Oh, this is for healing the masculine wound. Restore safety and direction, structure, and action. Cultivate inner protector energy. Speak to the part of you that holds boundaries, makes decisions, and leads with integrity. So even if you're a female, you do have this core masculine wound, and I think you're probably going to recognize that, since we do need to be able to hold boundaries as women. Practice emotional attunement without collapse. I can feel and still be grounded. Engage in embodied discipline, breath work, strength training, conscious decision making. Create safe containers, boundaries, daily rituals, clear agreements in relationship. And forgive the masculine in your lineage. Forgive the masculine in your lineage, in society, and within yourself, without bypassing or excusing the pain that it's caused. An affirmation can be, I take sacred action from presence. My structure serves my spirit. Okay. Healing the feminine wound in yourself or others. And this is for men too, because you have this feminine wound also. Restore trust in emotion, intuition, and receptivity. Reclaim your right to feel. Reclaim your right to feel. And I created a model called the AVCs. Acknowledge whatever you're feeling, validate that feeling, and care for it. And by validate, I mean understand where it's coming from. And then whatever you need to do to care for it, it might be expressing it, it might just be holding it, it might just be feeling it, it might be taking a walk, it might be taking a shower. It could be any number of things to care for it, but listen to it and it will tell you how to care for it. Practice receiving compliments, help, time, touch without guilt. Tend to your inner child and your inner mother. You get to need, you are not too much. Connect to the body and sensuality, dance, movement, breath, water. Use creative practices like journaling, art, voice expression, being in nature. And forgive the feminine in your lineage, yourself, and your relationships. An affirmation can be, I am worthy of love and support just by being. I trust my feeling, my body, and my knowing. And the inner union, or spiritual wholeness, is when we tend to both wounds, we begin to set boundaries from love, not fear. And I just want to speak to that one a little bit, because last night I was struggling with that. I was wounded and I wanted to be able to speak to my wound to my partner without putting him on the defensive, without him gaslighting me, and without trying to take care of him and figure out what his needs were, which we do as women, without doing his work. And so I figured out a way to do that, a way to honor myself, my own intuition and my own feelings, and express that, and express my boundaries and my need to withdraw and hold myself sacred. And it led to this really beautiful opening in him this morning. And so I know this can be done. I'm still learning and practicing it. And I want to guide other people in doing this, because I know that we're all hurting, because we want to love ourselves and honor ourselves, and also be in love and partnership and connection, and be able to express love to others. And we don't have the models for that yet. We don't. We're all learning it. Okay, so set boundaries from love, not fear. Speak truth without emotional collapse or domination. Take action and allow rest. Trust both our gut instinct and grounded wisdom. And attract and sustain relationships that are both passionate and safe. If you would like to learn more about this, please subscribe to my channel and I will be creating more videos and programs on how to do this. I love you, and I want this for you, and I want this for me, and I want this for us, and I want this for this planet.